Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Welcome back. Part 3 of our envelope flip folio. So I've popped on all my bits and pieces as you saw last time. I'm actually working on 2 of these at the one time. So I've got 1 and I've got 2. I'll show you the other one in a moment. So we got all our little bits and bobs all done, all stuck down, and all the rest. I'll go back to that one in a moment. And I have sewn in the signature for this one. Haven't sewn in the signature for the other one yet, but I will, sure. Well, I will hopefully some stage tonight. Now, when I'm doing signatures, I like to find as many different types of papers and things as I can, different sizes, different bits and pieces. So that's what these are. There's 10 pages, which is 10 pages folded, which is 20, which gives you 40 front and back. And I've just done a basic 3-hole pamphlet stitch with an extra one up here so that I've got something to hang a dangle on. Okay, so you've just got your normal 3 holes, just your normal stitch, but with this one, I've then put another one about 1/2 inch up that I've gone round as well so that I've got a tight little piece here that I can put a jump ring on and hang a dangle because I want to pop a dangle on it. Now, my signature in here is a mixture of coffee dyed or tea dyed paper actually, because I wanted some lighter colours to go with this. And all of my coffee dyed paper was a lot darker, so I quickly on Sunday morning tea dyed a pile of papers. So I've got normal copy paper. I've got some more book pages that are floral themed, plant themed. Let's just do it at that. They're written on the back, but they'll have something on them. I've got doilies. Again, just very lightly tea dyed because here's a piece of white. So that's what colour they were. I just wanted that starkness taken out just so that it all blended in. I've got some packing paper. Some of these I have done because I like to do those before the signature's sewn in. The rest I'll do now that it's sewn in. But some of them, so this pocket, which was the full length, I wanted to have this all on because it was easier to stamp and stick on prior to it being sewn in. So, you know, a lot of people will either decorate their signatures and then sew them in, or they'll sew them in and then decorate. I tend to do a little bit of both, just because I'm like that. That's a bit of packing paper as well. So that's got the lighter colour that side, the deeper colour that side. Another piece of copy paper, different packaging again. It's almost like tissue paper, and it's got a slightly pink tinge to it. Some actual book page, but I found some beautiful ones that were the babies in the bush, so it worked with the theme. I've got a paper bag, which again I've already covered because it was easier to cover it before it was sewn in. So out of these book pages again, so I've just folded the bag in half. I've popped a book page on this side. I've popped a different book page on that side. This one is a coffee dyed paper, so it's a bit darker to go in with the paper bag. And that's the centre of my signature. So going back over, that's the other side of that bag. And I've just trimmed off the edge down here, left a bit of a border, popped the rest of that page, which was that one, on that side. And then some more of the, I think it was from the herb book or something, on that side. The other sheet of babies in the bush, my pink. Going back through these, the sound of this one. That's the other one of that packing paper that I did with the big pocket. The other side of my doily. The other side of that one. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. And then just another piece of the final piece of copy paper. So that's the signature in this one, all ready to go. Now, the signature in the other one is similar but not quite the same. And this one, of course, is not sewn in yet. I'll get round to that. So, again, I've got some copy dyed paper. I've got another one of those book pages. I've got some deli paper that again's been tea dyed, but just very, very lightly. Again, just to get the starkness of the white. They're not stark white anyway, but I just wanted a little bit more colour in it. My doily, some more tea dyed paper, an offcut of that other paper, packaging in there. I like my smaller bits in different sizes. Deeper one. Here's my paper bag. This one's a different paper bag. Now these are just normal lunch bags. Okay, so some I've bought in packs from the dollar shop type things. Some I've just got in my collection where you get them at a shop. So same with this one. It's got a piece of book paper on it. Again on that side, more of that Babies in the Bush because I was so pleased that I found that. That'll have stuff on it. And that should be the centre. So going back through and a bush dance. There's the other side of the paper bag. Again, that's been slit to make a pocket. There's the other one. I think that's all I've decorated in this one. Yep. And there's the back of that one and that. So that's my second one that I'm working on. Now, what I've decided I want to do is, and I know I used a few digitals. That one was a digital. And that one was a digital. And the back one of that was a digital. But what I've decided I want to do is use just the book pages. So my edgings are all book pages. And I've got quite a number of books sitting here in various forms waiting to go. And I also want to use postcards. So all my bits that'll be in my pockets are going to be postcards, be it real postcards, be it, so I've got stamps here to create postcards, okay. I've got scrapbook paper that were postcards, so they've been cut out that I can back some of my book pages onto to make postcards. I also have, I'll move that one, and I also have, where have I put them? Here. I've got a collection of darkroom door postcards that are from the Viva La something it was. I'll have to look at that. That I've been collecting through the years, and I don't think, 2021. So they're not that old, which is amazing for most of my stuff. But there's a nice little collection of these ones, and I thought they'll look nice in there as well. Whether I keep them this size, whether I'm trimming them down yet, I'm not quite certain. But I want all those ones in there as well. I've got my collection of these ones again that I'd used a little bit that I want to make into postcards. I also have, now, over here, I'll just move my pile of these. Over here. Oh, one more. Now, last week, I put up on my Ko-fi site a new freebie, which was postcards to the backs of postcards. So I've printed that out, which was these ones. Now, there is a freebie. If you want to run over to the Ko-fi site, the link will be in the description, and you'll be able to print these guys out for free. So I want to use these ones on the backs of some of these photos as well to make my postcards. I've also got a collection of bits here. Oh, I came across these. I'm still debating about these, but I'm thinking folded with this bit off, which will make a nice little journal card with stuff on it. So I've grabbed a couple of those. They were an op shop find, and I've got a pile of them. Now, through my other books, I've gone through and got pictures of the bush or florals or whatever else. And these I want to make this sort of size. I will make into a postcard. These ones, these larger ones, I'm planning on folding and making into little journal cards that way. So this will be covered and they'll have pockets in them or whatever else. So I've got a couple of the larger ones. I thought these would all work a treat. That one technically is not floral, but I fell in love with it. And it does have a few trees, so I'm hoping that works. But isn't that beautiful? We've got that one. We've got this one. I've got this one. this one, which is a little hand-drawn one, and that. So I thought they would all, and I've got a few cutouts still sitting there as well. I thought they would all look beautiful as postcards or journal cards or whatever else. The other thing I'm using is another op shop find, and I actually found this one today and just went, wow. It's a box. Someone's put stickers all over it. It's a box called Textile Tales. Now, as I was saying before, when I did this manila folder, I don't normally work in this size. I normally do smaller ones. So to have bigger bits around was just a little bit of a, because I like my smaller elements and all the rest. But I came across this and went, wow. So look at this. Now, each one is a piece of cardboard. They've got whatever about them on the back, but these fronts will decorate beautifully. I can put stuff on them. Things that are a bit too bright, I can, you know, paint over type thing. But there were some lovely, look at this, wonderful ones that I can collage over. All sorts of different backgrounds, I suppose, would be the best word for it. There's floral ones in here as well, tapestry ones. Look at that. Love that. So I'll get a lot of use out of these. Even if I trim that down smaller, that'll make a perfect tag. And I think I paid, I don't know, $1 for them or something like that, $1, $2. So that's another thing that I plan to use in this one. But in saying that, I came home and played with it straight away because you just have to. And that's what I've now got in the back of this large pocket that we did the other day. I've got that in here. And I've just inked around the back of it. And then I've popped some coffee dyed paper on it. Now what I want to do is just pop a quote or something on there. So it's a full writing, journaling spot. But what I want to do is pop a quote or something like that onto it. So I want one of these here. Happiness is not a destination, it's a way of life. So let's just have a look. I've got so much mess here. Oh, I've got so much mess. Right. So I'm thinking maybe, do we want it up the top or do we want it down the bottom? I might sit it here and have a flower sticker or something going up there. So what I need is I'll sit that one underneath it. I'm going to go into a darker, so I'll go into pine cone, and I need a larger here. Oh, my larger acrylic block. Are you going to fit it? Yes, you will, so I'll take that one off. That's what I was using for something else the other day. Right. So, I did press go, didn't I? Yes. I just realised I can't remember whether I pressed start on the video. That would have been fun, wouldn't it? Right. So I'm going to pop that in just a little bit until I've only just glued that because it's still a little bit curly, and that'll flatten out. So give it a good press all the way around. Very nice. Very nice. I do like pine cone in that one. Right. And I'm thinking maybe a flower or something up here. So I've pulled out, I've got so much sitting beside me, it's not funny. So I've pulled out all my little clear flower stickers. I've got a couple of colours there, and I think I've got another one somewhere, but that's all right. We'll just use these ones. Now, I'm liking, it's got greens and it's got whites, so the whites might be nice in there, smaller white. Let's have a look and see how well they... That'll look all right, won't it? Or do I want to go with that deeper? I just saw this one sitting over here. Look at that. going to cover too much of that. We'll leave him for something else. So we'll just use this one. Right. I want my blade because I find that they're easier. And I'll just, so I've got the front, that's the back, back to the back, front to the front. Duh. Peeling that, just, there you go. And my blade will pick it up. Try not to touch too much of it because it'll end up with fingerprints on it. Right to the end so that I don't cover any of that. Now, what I find works a treat with these is my bone scorer. And if I just go over it, what it does is it pushes that clear down and you really can't see the edges of the clear sticker. So just push it all the way down, work your way around it in there. There we go. So I'm happy with that bit. Move this one over. And this is why I'm not used to working with this size, because it just takes so much. So that's my big journal card or writing board or whatever you want to put in that. So I'm just going to set it aside while we play with some of these postcards. And I want to have a play with these. I love these. Aren't these different? So I'm thinking if I score straight down there, I'll grab my scoreboard actually. Let's have a look. I don't know how well they're going to score. I haven't tried them, haven't done anything with them. So if I set that in there, just to score straight down that line. I've got more of them, so if this cracks, we'll try another one. So I'm just going lightly, but I'm giving it about 3 goes. Right, set you down there. No, it's not going to crack, it's going to fold beautifully. Right, so bone scorer is still there. It's going to have to go that way. Don't know whether I want that on there or not. What's the measurement? I'm just thinking here, you see, because this is a new one. So, what are we? 3/8 of an inch. Let's just try something else. Just while I'm playing here. So, if I put that there, so it would have creased there. 1, 2, 3, and go over 3/8 of an inch. Back this way. You can hear those fibres cracking, and I don't want them to crack too much. All right, let's have a look at this one. So this time I'm going to fold it on that fold. Well, that's way too far, isn't it? That didn't work. So I did that one. All right, let's have a look at that. I don't reckon. Maybe they're all slightly different size. Just going to move that down. That's going that way, isn't it? So I need to go back in here. So if I move that there and recrease that, let's just play and see what we can get. About there. About there. Right. Let's see what happens here. How weird's that? You know me and measurements, they never work. But I like that section better. So what I might do is, if we grab, don't worry about the trimmer, Kylie, just use your knife. Let's tab that, actually. So, about there. And down there a bit. Scissors. Like so. Yeah, I don't mind it tabbed, actually. Let's see if I can just do these by hand. Like so. Right. That works. I like that. So, what about something like that? Which will cover up that one. That'll work. Right. So, what we'll do, just trim that off. It's all about playing. My brain's back in action today, more or less. So, I'm sorry about the last 2 episodes. No brain in gear. So, let's see how we go today. Alright. Just gives it a little bit of extra oomph if I've got some glue sitting on there. Okay. I think I'm needing to go that way. Or I think I'm wanting to go that way. And if I've got some glue on there, it will allow me to play around a little bit with it as well. Up like that. There you go. Wipe my hands. I knew these would be interesting when I found them. Now, I like that tab. Let's see what we've got that's really small that will work. I've got one that says folio. There. Let's see if that will work on it. Let's go with pine cone again. Yeah, we're not going to get much done, are we? Because I'm too busy fluffing around. So, I need that. Let's see if this fits. Now I've got to put it on because it's not on there wonderfully straight. Needs to twist up that way, doesn't it? So if I twist, that's better. So, I want it to go on there though. Don't find out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, look at that. Pure luck. Pure luck. I like that. I've pressed a little bit hard on that other section, but that's fine. All right, put that one up. Yep, happy with that. So these are sorts of ones that I want to have tucked in amongst the signatures But I just had to play with that and see if that was going to work out. And then I'm going to put something on the front, something, of course, floral. And then the inside is for journaling on. And I like the holes that are in it. You know, you might not like the holes. But this was just an op shop find, and I just had to try it and see how it went. I think my ink's getting a little bit dry. Might be time to change my brush corduroy or re-ink it. Right, happy with that. Put that away to dry properly, Kylie, because folio is still slightly wet. Right, so that's that one. Let's get on to these postcards now. Put you back. Now that I've done those, move those back out of the way as well. Right, so postcards. Move those, move those. So all I want to do for my postcards is, that's not a bad colour actually. And this was just one of the book pages. If I'd thought about it, I would have tea-dyed this, but I haven't, so let's just use that side. So all I'm going to do is attach that as is to there, okay? So I want a blue book. We'll use that one that I was just playing around with. You can't go wrong having a postcard stamp because you can do so much with it. They're just great. I love them, which is why I've got a couple of different sizes. I'd love to tell you where I got them from, but I've had them for so long that I'm not quite certain. So there's that one. I'll trim around that one and make it a bit straighter in a moment. Right, let's trim around this one. Going to there. I'll go that way. Go that way, Kylie. And I'm going to that. Nice and straight. Right. So that's that one. Still want to give it a little bit of, it's been loved, it's been well worn, fingerprints on it. Don't have to ink them, it's just a me thing. This. Right, so on the back, rubber. That's where I bought this book from an op shop. Of course, I just happened to get the exact spot. Right, so where are my stamps? Here they are. I've got that one. And I've got that one. So, just pull these out. Ugh. So, this set gives me all of this, and I think that there's a couple of other different ones in there. So this set actually came with this bit, which keeps getting very wonky, the address bit, correspondence bit, and that, I think, from memory. Now, this makes it nice and easy. I've got to admit, this little bit here. But if you don't have a stamp like that, if you've got a carte postal, I don't know, I'm not French, however you pronounce it, postcard, stamp, then you can just draw. So all you need to do is put on there your little postcard stamp, and then, you know, put a line down there with a fine liner or something like that. So this one will actually fit on there, but I'm going to go the smaller size, which is that, and I'm still going to use my T. So let's have a look. Try and straighten that up. And that will fit on there beautifully. So I'm just going to play with where they all go. I'm going to need a bigger block. So we might go that block. And what I'm going to do now is sit that on my grid so that I can actually make sure that it's just a little bit straighter. Okay, I'm whispering. Don't know why I'm whispering. I'm just whispering. That's a bit better. Stop whispering, Kylie. So I'm going to pop that one there. That will fit. Before I actually pop that on, though, I want my little... that one. In the centre, up there. So that one I will pop on, because then I know how far to put that one down. And I can just use a smaller block for this one, that's fine. And I'm going to stick with, I might actually go acorn, which is a tad bit lighter, slightly different brown than our really dark one that we've been using. About even. Sit him down. Just go over him. Cool. And now we want this one. So when you're inking something like this one up, be very careful that you don't rock it and get your ink all over your block. If you do, make sure you wipe it off like I've done there, so that you don't mistakenly get it on your paper. Is that the only spot I got it on? Yeah. Right. Just like that. Going down and across. Don't take both hands off your block. There we go. But as I said, you can do that with a fine liner and a ruler. So don't sweat it. So let's have a look with this one. And I do like this. My address and my lines. Works a treat, doesn't it? So, my address. Take your ink pad to your stamp. And I want that one. So that one. And I'll just... Such a great way to make faux postcards. There we go. Like that. Now you can always write on that. You can create anything you like on there. Or you can leave it blank. It's up to you. But it would look lovely with a little handwritten note or something already on there. So that's that one. I want to just get these edges a little bit dirty. I suppose is the best way for it. Just to make them look like it's been not just purchased type thing. So just getting a little bit darker around the edges. That's all, just a little bit. So there's the first of our postcards. Okay, so that's one way to create postcards. So this is turning into a postcard lesson, really, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to pop these ones back on here as I go so that I don't lose them all and I know where they are. Might help if I know where they were to start with. All right, and I'm actually going to leave that one on there because I've got him nice and straight. So he's just going to stay on there while we're doing all the rest. So those ones in there. Now, for something other, let's say we've got one of these. Okay, I don't want that on the front. I want a pretty picture. I want it to look like one of my pictures. So I'm going to cut a picture down, back down to this size because I like the size of this one. So I think these were originally from an old Kaiser craft paper. But I've had them for a while and I ended up just cutting the postcard bits out so that I could utilise these because I would utilise these more. Right, I'm going to set that one over there. And I want something from one of my books, whether I use those pictures or I go to my other bits in these books. So let's have a look. I'll pull these out. So I went through and finished off my herb book the other day. I can only go with this one that was too wide, can't I? Because, see, these ones will make awesome postcards. And let's face it, postcard doesn't have to be, can go that way, can't it? So if I just hold that up to the light a little bit, I can see that that will fit on there superbly. So what I'm going to do is find a pencil, hold that up to my light, work out where I want to go, which is about there to about there, I'm thinking. So I'm just going to straighten up across there, and which is about there. I want to make sure that that stem is straight. So what I'm going to do is find a line on my mat. I'm just going up the stem. Oh, this is fiddling around, isn't it? Sorry. So you can see that my paper's not straight. I want to go to that line there, which will take it up to that. And I'm just going to trim it there. I only want two sides really, because then I can stick this on and trim round the rest. Does that make sense? So I've got two bits to go to. Now, I'm happy with that there, which is about there. I'm just going to make a mark there so I know where I'm sticking that. So I'm going to glue that, and then I can just pop that straight in there like that. Okay. So my glue one, which I've set down under here again, because it's the same paper, should really get a different one, shouldn't I? So that I don't get them mixed up. Let's go with that one. Let's just go with that one. So many papers. So this is the problem. I do something larger, I need more supplies out. And oh, Lord knows I've got enough supplies as it is. But then I decide I'm going to make two of them at the one time. And I've just got stuff everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Unbelievable. Right. So if I go to that pencil line, up to the top, that pencil line, or just in from those, because my pencil's gone over that line, of course. Right, and down. Right, now we can trim that one. And we've made ourselves another postcard. So both these journals, envelope journals, I will finish off, and both will end up going up for sale in my Ko-fi site. But they will have a mixture of my faux postcards. All the pockets will be full and all the rest, but they'll have a mixture of my faux postcards, and they'll also have real ones. I've been getting quite a beautiful collection of postcards lately, so all vintagey ones. So that's quite good as a postcard. Again, it is stark white, so I'm just gonna, because the colours that I use are not white, and I love looking at when somebody's done a black and white or a grey and white journal or embellishments or whatever else, and I love them, but I just can't do them. So all I'm doing is very lightly rubbing over that, and just gonna, while that's still slightly wet, I'm just rubbing over with my very dirty cloth just to lighten it up and smudge it up and all the rest, just so that it's got some Now this one's on a darker one. It's my gathered twigs, and it's just what's left in there. So I'm just every now and again touching it, just so that it looks a little bit older. Right. So this postcard number 2. Again, you could write on there, you could do what you like. I don't know whether that's meant to be, I don't know. Right, so that's 1, that's 2. What did I do with the initial one? Told you I can't cope with this amount of stuff. Right, 1 and 2. 2 postcards. So, let's look at these ones. As I said before, these ones are up as a freebie for you. And yeah, just some of the postcards that are in my collections. I'm actually going to just trim that there at the moment. I love this one's just my favourite one. And this one's only a new one. I found this one only a couple of weeks ago in an antique shop in Sorrento in Victoria. I'd gone over for a family day, catching up with my mum, who lives in Tasmania, and come over to visit her sister on the other side of Victoria. Sister's in Phillip Island. And, yeah, so we all met up. I caught the ferry across the bay and we met up for the day, but I got there a bit early so that I could see if there was any antique shops there. And yes, there was. And this was one of the postcards. So I'm thinking, yeah, see, that should fit that beautifully, and I can trim that down. So I wanted a deeper one of those. I love these. So that one's a contender. Oh, that one's a contender. Now this was just a little flower book. I like that one, and I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. Maybe. Right, so for this one, I want that in there like that. So those lines should be on the same one, shouldn't they? Yes, they are. So if I go about there and there, and I'm just going to make a mark of where that other line is in here on the back, which is this line here. I do the same on this side. So I'm just holding that up to the light so that I can put a slight little pencil mark like that. Okay. And then I'm going to stick that one on there like that. And then I will hand trim around this so that it's got all the edging. Does that make sense? Right, so this is for envelope. No, it's not. Scrap that. This is for postcard number 3. But I'll do lots of these sorts of postcards, but I just wanted to show you. And look, you'll find digitals of postcards. I know Witchcraft You Do have some lovely ones in their correspondence sets. They've got postcards in there. They've got the little envelopes that all match them as well that you can make up. So by all means, go and have a look at those if you don't have any. And where am I going? There and there. There and there. And look, if you go into the Witchcraft You Do site, if you're using their website, don't forget to use my code and you'll get 15% off. That's valid for the rest of 2023. So again, in the description box below, if you're using tablet or something, there's a little V, and click on that. It'll give you your description box, and then you can go in, go through from there. The link's there. It'll take you straight through to their digitals, and you'll get 15% off, and you'll find some lovely correspondence ones that suit these sorts of journals beautifully. Right, so now I'm going to use scissors. In a perfect world, I would wait for this to be completely dry, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a crafting world. And there's no such thing as patience. So, round the corner for that one. Up along there. But you can see why I didn't want to use my knife or my trimmer, because they've just got these lovely little edges that, because it's a scan off a real postcard, they're not straight. They're loved, they're used, they're all the rest. So now up and around that bit. This will take a little while to decurl. Let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, could have put him a bit further over there. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, it was too far over that side. There you go. Right. So I'm just going to go with that kind of burnt edge. Just, it'll give it that yellowed look, more or less, on this end, because I'm not going right in with this one. I'm just going up and down the edges. And I'm going to do the same in here so that I can't see that white core colour of my copy paper. If you print it out on presentation paper, I had to go and get some more last week. So when I printed this out, I didn't have my presentation paper with me. So it's just been done on copy paper, which is why it's curling a little bit. But that will flatten out once you've got it in an envelope or whatever else, or sit it under a book overnight. And then you've just created another gorgeous postcard. So that's postcard number 3. So that's 3 different types of postcards. Okay. One from a digital, as in the back. One that we've stamped. And one that was a piece of scrapbook paper that just showed the postcard thing. So they're so easy to make. And that's what I want to fill these journals with. So let's have a look. I've got, here we go, postcards small. I've also got these ones that have been, most of these I would say are scrapbook paper. Oh, well, I've got that in my hand. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name. I had a comment about my stamp holders, and I've spent the morning this morning going through comments and answering comments and all the rest. Sometimes I take a while, sorry everybody. And she inquired about my stamp holders because I think I'd pulled this one out with part 2, where I'd put these in. Fairly certain I'd done that. So these are just DVD cases. Okay. I've purchased them through Darkroom Door. You all know I love Darkroom Door. I've purchased them through Darkroom Door, empty ones. I've purchased them through my local craft shop, which is Create on Ormond. She has a website she can send out. And I think I've got some off Amazon. You may find them on Temu these days. If you purchase stamps through Darkroom Door, their stamps actually come in them these days as well. And the same with Stamping Up stamps. Quite often theirs come in these as well. They are just brilliant. So I tend to pop the stamps that I want to grab all the time. So I have sitting in front of me, I have my labels. I have some journal words, which are just the single words, and I have my numbers. You see me pull my numbers out all the time. The rest of mine that sit in front of me are ones like this, and they have my ephemera, I suppose. So I have, if I'm looking directly in front of me on the edge of my desk, I have more labels. So I have my labels in my stamps. I'll have labels that are printed, and I have another label one that I've got sitting somewhere else, and I can't think what that is. But there's 3 different label ones that I have. I'll have words that are stamps. I'll have words that are pre-cut from scrapbook paper, things like that. I've got numbers the same way, numbers, stamps, numbers that are stickers or pre-cut from scrapbook paper. I've got florals, as in florals small is one, florals medium, florals large. So there, florals medium, florals large. My florals small is still over there. I also have florals black and white. And I also have floral stickers, as in the bigger square stickers, not these ones. I have butterflies small. I have butterflies. I have birds, and then I have bird cards, toadstools, postage stamps, printed journal cards, drawers, bingo cards, library cards, you name it. It's in an organised mess. Oh, there's my other label one. Labels printed, which is those ones from digitals and things like that. I knew I had 3 label ones. So I have 30 odd more. I'd hate to say how many of those I have sitting in front of me so that I can grab them, and they're all in their individual things. And then I have a couple of mixed ones that I call add-ons. They don't actually have a theme. I don't know where to put them, and they're in those so that when my brain's going, oh, I don't know if I want a postcard, oh, I don't know if I want a bird, I'll go to my add-ons one, which just have little mini bits and pieces in them. So, you know, some of these may be ones that I've been working on, and others are ready to just go. So I've got little ones in here that are paper ones that I'd say have come from digitals. Some that are from scrapbook paper. Oh, look, that's one that I've already done up and backed. We'll keep that one out. So I've got all sorts of ones in here. I've got those ones. So they're handy, and look, I've got little floral ones. They will go in little tiny pockets and tucks for that one as well. So, you know, lots of. But I just wanted to share all those tips for those. They work a treat for me. They may not work for you, but for me, they work a treat. And I can look up and I can see everything's labelled, and it just allows me to go, that's what I need. So, yeah, without having them all put away too far, they're all sitting directly in front of me. I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry I can't remember who it was that asked me. I had a couple of questions that I said I would answer on tonight's video. That one I can remember, but I can't remember the others. Oh, Kylie, you bad girl. I can't remember. Sorry, it was so early. It was this morning. No. Right, so these ones. Let's have a look. Do I want them that size? Oh, here's an idea. What I want to do with them, I'm going to trim this one up, and I'm going to distress it, not necessarily with ink, so I'm just going to roughly cut around it, like so. I'm going to take that tape off there. I'm going to come down here, like so, up along there. Right, so this is now a smaller size, but that's fine. I don't necessarily want them all the same size, and what I'm looking for here is my distressing tool. So this is just an old distressing tool. You can get the Tim Holtz ones and all the rest, or you can use your scissors. I like this one, and what it'll do is it'll just rough up the edges. I can tear a little bit if I want to really chunk into it. I don't know how long I've been going. Oh, we're not going to get very far. Wow, 3 postcards. So yes, there will be a part 4. You should know me all by now. I talk way too much. But I just want to talk. No, I just want to help so that you've got other ideas and things like that. I've been teaching classes for so long that that's just how I do it. So I'm sorry if I'm too long for you. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is going over that rough edging. And I'm going to just, you can see it makes a big mess. And I can work out where else I want this to go. So I just want to put a few more chunks in there. Right. Right, So on the back, I've now got this little bit that was, I'd like to keep that there because sadly we lost Rachel this year. No, I still can't talk about it. So anyway, we'll one like that will fit in there. Maybe if I put, maybe, what I'm thinking of is, let's just pull a piece of packing out here. I'm going to stamp on that, like so, tuck that under there, put that one on my block. What did I do with my big block? Oh, I was using it, wasn't it? So let's find a different block. Too many blocks. Here we go. Does it fit this one? Yep, it does, just. Right. So then it's all the one. When I purchased this, it was actually a Christmas one. I can't remember the company, but it was a Christmas one. And I thought it was, you know, the border, separate word, and this bit. And then it had stamps in there. And when I got it, it was all the one stamp. But these bits where it had the actual postage stamps were Christmas postage stamps. So I very carefully cut them out. There with the Christmas ones, and then this could be used as just a normal postcard backing for anything. But yeah, so a little bit of a disappointment when I got it, but I just reworked it so that it would work for me. Right, so I'm going to pop that down. I'm not going too close to the edge because I'm thinking what I might do. We'll use this one as our last one. Beautiful. Just going to settle that mess there because that's what it is. I'm just going to tear that bit out. Sit you to that side. What have I done with the postcard? Here it is. And I'm going to get my water brush. And I'm just going to paint down here. Just to soften it up, give it a little bit of a fold. If it doesn't tear easy, then give it a little bit more water. I'll go down that side. You can make as many squiggles or whatever else as you like in it. Like so. Fold it up just so that it really breaks those fibres. That should fit that. Oh, just about. Just about. So I'm going just a little bit above this one. Like so. I use my water brush so much for this sort of work. All right, and let's have a look. So if you're going to be stuck on there, it's going to go about there. So again, I'll just use my water brush, give it a little bit of ups and daisies type thing. Right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I can still see a little bit of Rachel, but I'm happy to see a little bit of Rachel. All right, so I'm just going to get that starkness off there because this is me. Sorry. If you're creating something like this, do it your way. Each to their own. All right. Isn't it good that we've all got different ways, that we're not all the same? And I've been, I don't know whether I was talking about it the other day, we were challenging ourselves on the Australian Facebook group, journal group, that I'm in, and over the long weekend, because we've just had a long weekend. And, yeah, we were challenging ourselves to use our ugliest 12 by 12 paper that we had floating around to see if we could go from ugly to wow. And so there's been some amazing, absolutely amazing creations come up, and it's just been awesome to look at. But to look at what one person calls ugly to what another person calls ugly, you know, and we'll put our creations up, and then somebody will go, oh, love those papers. And then somebody goes, oh no, but they're not my paper. Oh, but I love, so it's definitely one man's trash, or one woman's trash is another woman's treasure. And, oh, there's been some beautiful papers. And there's been some shocking papers that I haven't liked, but other people have loved. And it's amazing how different we all are. I suppose that's what makes the world go round. It's just really highlighted just how different we all are, and how we all need to just take what we want from inspiration from others and do it to how you would, using your bits and all the rest. There we go. So that's 4 different postcards. I'm thinking we're going to have to call this a postcard lesson. So we've got 4 faux postcards. I don't know how I'm going to take a photo of any of these. So, yeah, look, they're all going to go in that journal. I've well and truly running over time, and we will do this again, but I'll create a whole lot more postcards. I'll sit here now and do a pile more, and I want to show you some of those little journaly card things that we've got. And I don't even know at this stage what I've done with the journal, either of them, and I've got 2, remember. So I will go and now find that, clean up a little bit. Yep, all right. So I hope you're liking this series. It is for that envelope series. If you are, give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel if you give me the thumbs up, so thank you so much. Big shout out to everybody that's been supporting me on Ko-fi. I love you girls. Thank you so much. So much. It's just been awesome. What a wonderful community we've got. I'll head, and I'll clean up. So until next time, happy crafting. I hope you're going to make one of these folios. They are so much fun. Thanks all. Bye.